Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about maintenance on DC motors or direct current motors and why maintenance is really important. Also, I'm going to give you the instructions for make a properly maintenance on motors, and also I'm going to give you a few tips in case you wanna have a better experience doing your job. So first, why maintenance is really important and required today? Well, maintenance is really important because it helps. So first, why maintenance is really important and required today? Is the maintenance help us to keep all our motors on really good condition, and also help us to keep its value. And in the future you want to sell your equipment or motors, you can have a really good money if you keep it in a good condition. So basically, if we do a properly and regular maintenance, we can have our machines for a long time. If case we want to sell them, because we can have good money because our machine would be in a good state. So now I'm gonna give you the instructions for maintenance on a DC motor. So first we gotta take a closer look. In on the motor case. We had to check if there's any crack or something that doesn't belong in the case. You know, like like paint or something that doesn't belong to the original case. So we gotta make sure everything looks okay outside before we proceed to open the motor. Then we gotta check for unusual vibrations. There's a tip: you can plug your motor, start it, and when it is working, you unplug it. And if you still hearing some irregular vibrations or something that you can hear and sounds bad or uncommon, maybe it's because there's something broke inside the motor. So now in the third step, we're going to remove the screws and start removing the case. You can help yourself with a flat screwdriver, so that way you can pull really easily all the pieces of the motor. Then once you open the case of the motor and you're looking inside, you have to check the condition of the bearings. This is really important because this is the principal one of the principal parts of the motors. You gotta check they have enough loop on it. If there isn't, you just add some on them. But really important, you see there's a crack on one of them, or it doesn't matter if there's a minimum crack, you have to change them. Okay, if it has a minimum crack, it will expand and finally going to break, and you are going to damage all the motor just because you didn't check the bearings. So make sure they are in a good state. You gotta check the rewindings and coil connection. Make sure all your wires are in a properly state. If there's a wire that is out of its place, you can put it back. You can add more insulators to the wire, so that way you are preventing of have heating issues. That's another thing that is really important. You don't want to have heating issues on your motor, because in a long term, in a long time, because at some point, if you are having heating issues, your motor is going to have a lot of problems inside. So make sure about that. So finally, put all the pieces back, but make sure you removed all the dust of the case in the holes of the fan, so that way you can have a properly airflow inside the motor. So that's it. Now you know how to do a basic maintenance on a DC motor, and also a few tips for know if something is wrong inside the motor without disassembling.